Ladies and gents, Tears of the Kingdom is completely broken. There are not one but two duplication methods going on right now that will let you multiply literally anything. Weapons, items, materials, it doesn't even matter. And not just that, there's now an easier way to also perform them. So let's dive right in before Nintendo patches this out. Now, the first method is much faster but requires a bit of getting used to before you nail it down. If you did not see this yet, this involves fusing the most expensive and rare mats to your arrows and then dropping the bows on the ground to basically duplicate them. It sounds a bit reductive, but I'll guide you through the whole process, which now only involves one step instead of two or more. So for this, you'll want to equip a bow and then make sure that you pull it out so that Link notches the arrow. Not aiming, just let Link pull it out like how you see me doing it right here. From here, you'll want to fuse an item you want to duplicate by pressing arrow up and choosing whichever you want. In my case, that's going to be a silver Lionel horn, of which now I have 8, but I'll show you some other examples in a bit. Now, once that Lionel horn is fused on my arrow and I can visibly see it, I'm going to open up the inventory screen and go over my currently equipped bow. What you'll want to do here is to basically drop it and then equip a different bow instead. At this point, you will notice that the new bow no longer has anything attached to that arrow. That's fine, but the next part is going to be absolutely crucial. So with the second bow equipped, you'll want to press as fast as you can the plus button 2 times on the controller so that you instantly close and reopen the same menu. If you've done this correctly, you should see the arrow now having the material we're duping now attached to it. Now you can just go ahead, drop the second bow and exit to the normal gameplay. Point at which, if you did this right, you will now spot an extra item on top when you pull out that quick inventory. In my case, now we have 9 silver horns. And voila, you're now 1 extra item on top, which is basically what you'll have to do on repeat. Best thing is that you don't even need to equip a second or a third bow to make this work. No need to double plus more than once, just continuously do this in one single motion. So once you learn it, you can multiply these items in no time and get like dozens of them in just a few minutes. Now, I tried this on a lot of items and tested a whole lot of hypotheses floating around how to make this always work, but basically the only thing that actually matters is the speed at which you open and close the menu when you're using the plus button. That is literally it. It doesn't matter the type of bow that you use, it doesn't matter the spot you're in or if you're moving. Speed is the most crucial aspect here, as it's the main way to trick the game into thinking that you didn't drop the item when in fact you just did. If for any reason you did not get the item duplicated, it's because you're not pressing that double plus fast enough, and that's literally the only reason. There are other great items you'll want to, of course, dupe. Diamonds being the most expensive, this is one that you'll want to focus, but you'll need to grab one in the first place. So you can get one for absolutely free in the Valor Islands right here on the side of the map, specifically if you already went for the diving armor set like I said in the previous videos. You can use the Mount Lanairu Skyview Tower and make your way to the Valor Islands by using the small ones on the way there. And once you're here, you can simply talk to the Construct NPC, do a quick skydive challenge, which also opens up the shrine in this spot. And once you enter the shrine, it's a quick way to the chest that gives you the diamond for absolutely free. I stopped at 20 because I just got bored, but this can be done infinitely, and each diamond sells for 500 rupees at the vendor. Another item I recommend duping is the large zonite, as you can turn these into a lot more zonite charges so that you can buy extra battery powers. This is even more straightforward, as the game will actively count the extra ones that you're getting on top of the right corner of the screen. But literally any other material that you need works with this method. However, it's time to go over a second variation of this, which also lets you duplicate weapons, though it will take slightly longer. So for this, we'll drop weapons on the ground and then reload the game to make an extra one appear out of thin air. It sounds again reductive, but just follow my steps. First, you'll want to equip the weapon that you'll want to duplicate. In my case, that's going to be the max upgraded silver Lionel blade. Then we're gonna go ahead and perform a save file while this item is currently equipped on Link. This is important as we'll reload the save in just a little bit. Once that's done, go ahead and drop this weapon that you're about to dupe on the ground and then select and equip a different one instead from the inventory. Doesn't matter which one, any will work, but from this point on, we have one other crucial step to perform to once again quickly double press that plus button so we can re-enter the menu instantly. From this point on, simply drop the second weapon again and then go ahead and reload the save file that we just did. And if you've done this right, you'll now spot the dropped weapon on the ground, but Link still has the original equipped in his hands. So now you basically get 2 copies of the same item all the way to its durability as well as any buff that it had when you performed that dupe. And this will work with any other item including bows and shields, except that with bows it's a bit more complicated. So again, just like in the case of the first method, you will want to equip the bow that you want to dupe and then make sure that Link notches the arrow by pulling it out. Then what you want to do is to go ahead, enter the menu and perform a save while that bow is still equipped. From here, drop the bow you're about to dupe, equip a different one, quick plus, and now drop the second bow. Once done, reload the save file and you should have that duped bow on the ground behind you as well as the one in your hand. But it doesn't stop here, and there's actually one more way to duplicate 2 items at the same time instead of just one. So let's say I want to duplicate 2 Hylian shields at the same time. What I can do is to go ahead and fuse one shield with another and go ahead and equip it. From this point on, I'll just go with the normal route, saving, going back, dropping the shield that we're about to dupe, equip a second one, plus, drop the second one too, and then reload and done. And this now gives me a copy of the fused shield with whatever fusion it had on top. In this case, if I had another Hylian shield, I basically get 4 instead of just 2. And this literally works on anything. Say I want to duplicate both a weapon and a shield, I can just fuse the weapon on the shield, duplicate both of them so that it's much faster for me to get all of these items at the same time and not have to repeat the whole process once again. Heck, it even works with the materials I just talked to make it even easier if the first method is too difficult for you. For example, you can just apply a diamond or any other component on the shield. So what you can do from this point on is to simply unfuse them from the dropped shields or other weapons and get them back as materials in your normal inventory. Now, there are a few benefits and limitations to this second trick. One of them, of course, is the fact that if you have a shield or an item that's already upgraded, like for example the one with plus 10 attack power, all of that will get transferred to the duplicated item too. So if you have a max upgraded weapon, you get a second max upgraded weapon without having to go back to the Octorocks like in the video from yesterday. However, it also transfers whatever durability it had at the time of the duping. So if it's about to break, the second one is also going to be pretty much in the exact same state. And the biggest limitation of them all is the fact that once you fuse 2 upgraded weapons and unfuse them later on, you're going to lose the upgrade on the shield or the item that was fused previously. In this case, I had 2 Hylian shields with the durability buff on them, but once I defused them, one of them lost it. So just keep that in mind the next time you do it. For those that already get full upgrades, just dupe them one by one. Meanwhile, for the ones at their base version, you can duplicate them 2 at the same time so that you don't lose anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.